Loyalty, a word whispered in courts, spoken in the shadows of power, and coveted by all who seek to lead. Yet, loyalty is no mere token to be grasped without effort. It is the living thread that binds the leader and the follower, the foundation upon which true authority stands. To command without loyalty is to build a castle of sand, destined to crumble beneath the weight of its own ambition. True loyalty is not born from fear, nor bought with empty promises. It is forged in the crucible of mutual respect, tested by trials, and revealed through steadfastness when storms rage and hope wanes. The eye that demands blind fealty sees only a mirage, for loyalty is not silence, but a harmony of wills aligned towards a shared purpose. It is the fire that warms the heart in cold times and the shield that guards against betrayal. When adversity strikes, loyalty stands as the mirror reflecting the soul. It reveals who is bound by conviction and who by convenience, who stands tall in the face of danger and who flees at the first crack. Such moments are the true tests not of power, but of character, for it is easy to hold allegiance when the skies are clear, but the brave endure when the tempest howls. Yet the guardian of loyalty must wield wisdom, not cruelty, patience, not rashness. To question loyalty is not to sow discord, but to protect the sanctity of the bond. To sever false ties is not weakness, but the courage to preserve what is sacred. For a leader's greatest strength lies not in the multitude who follow blindly, but in the few who stand unwavering, bound by honor and trust. Loyalty, above all else, is the foundation upon which power is built and sustained. It is the invisible thread weaving together the ambitions of a leader with the hearts of those who follow. Yet, loyalty is not something to be seized by force or demanded as an obligation. It is a treasure that must be won through deliberate action, wise governance, and the steady demonstration of strength tempered by fairness. To misunderstand this is to misunderstand the nature of authority itself. Power without loyalty is as fleeting as the morning mist. It is fragile, unstable, and vulnerable to the slightest breeze of discontent or betrayal. Many have grasped power with iron fists only to find their grip slipping when loyalty was absent. The true measure of power is not in the weapons held, the titles claimed, or the fear inspired, but in the loyalty that binds subjects to their leader willingly, with conviction and trust. This loyalty is the currency through which influence flows. Without it, power is empty and doomed to decay. But loyalty is not purchased through empty words or hollow promises. It cannot be bought with superficial gifts or maintained through harsh demands. True loyalty grows from a leader's consistent demonstration of wisdom, the ability to see beyond the immediate, to understand the needs and fears of those they lead, and to craft decisions that balance justice with pragmatism. Wisdom commands respect, and respect is the soil in which loyalty takes root. A leader who acts impulsively, who favors cruelty or injustice, will find loyalty withering like a plant deprived of water. Strength is equally vital, but strength must be measured not only by the power to enforce will, but by the courage to protect, to endure hardship, and to lead by example. When a leader displays resilience in the face of adversity, those who follow recognize a spirit worthy of allegiance. Strength demonstrates that the leader can safeguard the interests of the group, that they possess the fortitude to face external threats, and the resolve to uphold internal order. This form of strength inspires confidence, a quality essential to nurture loyalty. Yet strength alone, if wielded without fairness, breeds resentment rather than allegiance. Fairness is the guardian of loyalty. It demands that power be exercised with equity, that rewards and punishments be meted out justly, and that favoritism or cruelty find no foothold. When followers believe they are treated fairly, their efforts recognized, their grievances heard, their dignity preserved, they develop a loyalty that transcends mere obligation. They become willing partners in a shared endeavor rather than reluctant subjects. The interplay of wisdom, strength, and fairness creates an environment where loyalty flourishes naturally. It is an environment where the leader is seen not as a distant ruler, but as a wise steward of the collective good. In such a space, loyalty is not blind submission, but a conscious, deliberate commitment. It is a bond formed through shared respect and mutual benefit, where followers trust that their leader's actions serve their interests as much as their own. To command loyalty is to command a force far more potent than fear or coercion. Fear may compel obedience, but it is fragile and fleeting. Loyalty commands hearts and minds, forging a bond that endures beyond momentary fear or reward. Those bound by loyalty stand firm even when fortunes waver, when trials test their endurance, and when enemies seek to sow discord. They do not merely follow orders, they embrace the leader's vision as their own. This loyalty also acts as a safeguard for the leader. It creates a network of support, a shield against conspiracies and betrayal. A leader who has earned loyalty finds allies not only in times of peace, but also in the turmoil of conflict. The unwavering commitment of loyal followers is the bedrock upon which the leader can build lasting influence and legacy. It must be understood, however, that loyalty is fragile. It is not a one-time achievement, but an ongoing process requiring vigilance and nurture. A leader who becomes complacent, who forgets the demands of justice or the necessity of wisdom, risks eroding the loyalty painstakingly earned. Injustice, favoritism, weakness, or disregard for the well-being of followers breed discontent and ultimately sever the bonds of loyalty. Thus, loyalty must be cherished and protected as the most precious asset of leadership. It must be earned through deeds, demonstrated daily by a leader's commitment to wisdom, strength, and fairness. It is the ultimate currency, the priceless treasure that cannot be forged or stolen, only earned through integrity and steady resolve. The test of loyalty is not found in blind obedience or unquestioning submission. Rather, it resides in the delicate balance of shared values, aligned interests, and mutual trust. True loyalty is a bond of understanding and conviction, not a chain of forced compliance. It is forged in the fire of respect, where each party recognizes the legitimacy and integrity of the other. To demand loyalty without earning trust is to demand a facade, a fragile illusion that shatters under pressure. Blind obedience is the refuge of the weak and the manipulative. It may appear to sustain power for a time, but it conceals a deeper instability. When loyalty is only obedience, it is shallow and conditional. Such loyalty can evaporate at the first sign of hardship or disagreement, because it is rooted not in belief but in fear or coercion. It creates followers who act as shadows rather than pillars, and in moments of crisis, shadows dissolve, leaving the leader exposed and vulnerable. Real loyalty thrives where interests align and values resonate. It is a living agreement, unspoken but understood, that the leader's vision reflects the aspirations and well-being of those who follow. When followers see that their welfare, honor, and dignity are intertwined with the leader's purpose, they invest themselves wholeheartedly. They do not merely comply, they contribute, innovate, and sacrifice because their loyalty is grounded in a shared destiny. Trust is the foundation upon which this alignment is built. Without trust, loyalty cannot grow. Trust is not given lightly. It is earned over time through consistent, transparent actions that demonstrate reliability and integrity. When a leader's words match their deeds, when promises are fulfilled and justice is upheld, trust takes root. This trust becomes the currency of loyalty, a silent pact between leader and follower that neither will betray the other's confidence. The alignment of interests and values means that loyalty is tested not in moments of ease, but in moments of conflict and decision. When a leader must choose a difficult path, loyalty is revealed not by blind agreement, but by thoughtful support. Followers who share values will question, debate, and even challenge decisions, but ultimately they stand united because the core purpose binds them. This kind of loyalty is dynamic and resilient. It allows for growth, adaptation, and correction without fracture. To nurture this loyalty, leaders must cultivate empathy and understanding. They must see beyond authority and recognize the humanity of those who follow. This means listening attentively, acknowledging concerns, and engaging in honest dialogue. When followers feel heard and valued, their loyalty deepens. They become partners rather than subjects, collaborators rather than mere executors of orders. Loyalty rooted in shared values fosters a culture of accountability. Followers hold themselves and their leaders to high standards because their commitment is not passive but active. They do not follow blindly but with purpose, willing to call out wrongdoing and work towards improvement. This mutual accountability strengthens the entire group, creating a virtuous cycle of trust and loyalty that sustains power and purpose. It is also important to recognize that loyalty cannot be imposed through external pressures or artificial means. Attempts to manufacture loyalty through rewards, fear, or propaganda are shallow and temporary. Such loyalty is transactional and conditional, disappearing once incentives cease or fear dissipates. True loyalty is deeper. It grows from the soil of authenticity and mutual respect. Leaders who understand this do not confuse control with loyalty. Control may govern behavior, but loyalty governs hearts. The leader who seeks to control through force or manipulation may command obedience, but will never command true loyalty. Only through fostering genuine connection, demonstrating commitment to shared values, and aligning interests can a leader build a following that is both faithful and fierce. Loyalty is thus not a passive gift, but an active contract, renewed daily through actions, respect, and shared purpose. It is a living, breathing force that binds people together beyond convenience or fear. When nurtured with wisdom, loyalty becomes an unbreakable alliance, a fortress of strength and resilience that endures through trials and triumphs alike. In the face of adversity, loyalty reveals the true nature of both leader and follower. When times are calm and prosperity abundant, loyalty may seem plentiful and unquestioned. Yet, it is precisely when storms gather and challenges mount that the essence of loyalty is tested most rigorously. Adversity acts as a mirror, stripping away illusions and exposing the core of one's character. It is in these moments that the loyalty professed in words must be proven in actions, and the mask of convenience must fall to reveal genuine allegiance. Adversity is the crucible in which loyalty is forged or shattered. When difficulties arise, be it conflict, hardship, betrayal, or loss, those who claim loyalty must choose between standing firm or turning away. The true loyalist stands not out of obligation or fear, but because their commitment is rooted in conviction and trust. This unwavering stance is no small feat. It demands courage, sacrifice, and a clarity of purpose that transcends personal comfort. In such trials, loyalty is not a passive state, but an active choice to uphold and support, even when the path is steep and the outcome uncertain. For the leader, adversity is both a test and a revelation. It exposes who among their followers will remain steadfast and who will falter. The leader learns which alliances are genuine and which were formed on shifting sands. This knowledge is vital. It prevents the leader from placing trust where it is undeserved and strengthens the bonds with those whose loyalty proves enduring. A wise leader understands that the company kept in adversity defines the durability of their power and vision. 2. Reveal their true nature through adversity. Those who are loyal rise above self-interest, standing by the leader not for personal gain but out of shared belief and respect. They become a source of strength, providing support that sustains the leader through trials. Conversely, those whose loyalty was conditional or shallow drift away, revealing their allegiance was tied only to prosperity or ease. This distinction is crucial, for it separates the transient from the timeless. Adversity also creates opportunities for loyalty to deepen and grow. When a leader shows resilience, empathy, and integrity under pressure, followers witness qualities that inspire profound respect and renewed commitment. The trials endured together become the foundation of a shared story, a collective memory that bonds leader and follower in a way that smooth times never could. It is through overcoming hardships side by side that loyalty transforms from mere duty into a powerful, unbreakable alliance. The way a leader navigates adversity affects loyalty as much as the adversity itself. Leaders who crumble under pressure, abandon their principles, or blame others weaken the loyalty of their followers. They create doubt and disillusionment, causing even the most steadfast to question their allegiance. Conversely, leaders who face adversity with transparency, humility, and determination earn not only loyalty but admiration. Their example galvanizes followers, strengthening the group's unity and resolve. It must also be recognized that adversity tests loyalty not only through external threats, but through internal challenges, discord, criticism, and dissent. True loyalty does not mean silence or blind agreement. Rather, it means honest engagement and constructive support, even when differences arise. Those who are truly loyal do not abandon the leader when disagreements surface. Instead, they seek solutions, offer counsel, and strive to uphold the greater good. Loyalty in adversity is not about unquestioning obedience, but about faithful partnership. This nuanced understanding of loyalty is essential for anyone who aspires to lead or to follow. Loyalty that collapses under pressure is no loyalty at all, but a fragile illusion that can cause greater harm when it breaks. The strength of loyalty is proven only when tested by fire, and only those willing to endure the heat reveal the depth of their commitment. Adversity also imparts a profound emotional dimension to loyalty. It evokes empathy, compassion, and solidarity. When a leader suffers, loyal followers share in the burden, not out of obligation, but out of genuine care and connection. This emotional bond, born of shared struggle, transcends mere strategy or convenience. It is the human core of loyalty, the heartbeat that sustains it when logic alone might falter. Adversity shapes the legacy of both leaders and followers. Those who demonstrate loyalty in hardship leave behind a testament to their character, inspiring future generations to value steadfastness and honor. It teaches that loyalty is not a transaction but a sacred covenant, tested by trials and confirmed through endurance. In recognizing this, both leaders and followers must prepare for the inevitable challenges that test loyalty. They must cultivate resilience, patience, and understanding, recognizing that loyalty is most precious and meaningful when earned in the crucible of adversity. It is here that loyalty reveals itself in its purest form, a bond not easily broken, forged in fire, and enduring beyond the fleeting fortunes of peace. Mastery of loyalty demands more than mere acceptance. It requires discernment, patience, and sometimes the difficult resolve to make harsh decisions. Loyalty is a delicate and complex force, one that must be carefully nurtured, but also rigorously tested and safeguarded. A leader who seeks to maintain loyalty without scrutiny risks being surrounded by false allegiances that crumble in the moment of trial. To govern well is to understand that loyalty is not granted as a right, nor is it everlasting without constant attention and wise management. Discernment is the cornerstone of this mastery. A leader must possess the keen insight to differentiate between genuine loyalty and opportunistic obedience. It is not always obvious who is truly loyal, for appearances can deceive. Those who claim fidelity may be motivated by self-interest, fear, or convenience. Without careful observation and judgment, a leader may mistake flattery and superficial support for deep allegiance. This mistake can prove fatal, as false loyalty often reveals itself in betrayal at the most critical moment. Discernment requires understanding human nature, its strengths, weaknesses, and complexities, and observing behavior over time, not merely accepting words at face value. Patience is equally essential in mastering loyalty. Loyalty is not instantaneous. It grows slowly, nurtured by repeated acts of trust, fairness, and competence. A leader impatient for loyalty risks forcing it prematurely, relying on coercion or rewards that create only conditional loyalty. True loyalty demands time to mature, as it is built through consistent actions that inspire faith and commitment. Patience allows a leader to weather moments of doubt, disappointment, or resistance without abandoning the pursuit of genuine loyalty. It is through this steady and measured approach that loyalty deepens, becoming resilient to the inevitable trials of leadership. Harsh decisions often accompany the stewardship of loyalty. While loyalty is precious, it is not a shield for weakness, corruption, or incompetence. Leaders must sometimes sever ties with those whose loyalty is insincere or harmful to the collective cause. This is no easy task, for such decisions carry emotional weight and risk sowing division. However, tolerating false loyalty or betrayal weakens the leader's position and poisons the community. To protect loyalty's integrity, a leader must act decisively, demonstrating that loyalty demands honor and accountability. These difficult choices reinforce that loyalty is not a mere formality, but a serious, binding commitment with consequences. Mastery of loyalty involves recognizing its dynamic nature. Loyalty is not static. It ebbs and flows in response to circumstances, actions, and relationships. Leaders must be attuned to these shifts, addressing grievances and renewing commitments before loyalty fades. This demands ongoing communication, empathy, and responsiveness. It requires a leader to engage authentically with followers, acknowledging their struggles and aspirations. When leaders invest in these relationships, they create a culture where loyalty is sustained through mutual respect and shared purpose. Understanding the emotional aspect of loyalty is also critical. Loyalty is not only a rational calculation, but an emotional bond that connects people at a deeper level. It involves trust, gratitude, pride, and sometimes love. Leaders who fail to appreciate this emotional dimension risk treating loyalty as a cold transaction, losing the human connection that makes loyalty vibrant and enduring. Emotional intelligence allows leaders to inspire loyalty by resonating with the hopes and fears of their followers, creating bonds that transcend duty and obligation. In addition, leaders must guard against complacency in matters of loyalty. The temptation to take loyalty for granted is ever present, especially when surrounded by many followers or basking in success. Yet loyalty is fragile and can erode quickly if neglected. Small slights, broken promises, or a lack of recognition can plant seeds of doubt and discontent. A masterful leader continually tends to loyalty as a gardener tends a precious garden, removing weeds of mistrust, watering the roots of trust, and nurturing growth through attention and care. Leaders also benefit from creating systems and cultures that support loyalty. Clear expectations, fair policies, and consistent rewards for dedication reinforce the value placed on loyalty. At the same time, a culture that tolerates dishonesty or favoritism undermines loyalty and breeds suspicion. Mastery involves not only personal skill but shaping the environment so that loyalty is both encouraged and protected. Finally, mastering loyalty is a testament to strength, not weakness. Some may view questioning loyalty as a sign of mistrust or paranoia. In truth, it is an act of strength, the strength to confront uncomfortable truths, to take necessary actions for the good of all, and to preserve the integrity of leadership. It reflects confidence, not insecurity, to examine loyalties with clear eyes and to act decisively when loyalty is breached. In sum, the mastery of loyalty is a profound responsibility requiring wisdom, patience, emotional intelligence, and courage. It is a continuous, active process, not a passive state. Those who master this art build not only lasting power, but enduring relationships grounded in trust and honor. Through discernment, patience, and sometimes harsh decisions, loyalty is transformed from a fragile promise into an unbreakable bond.